During the first 4 weeks of this class, you will have a speaking prompt due during each of the 4 weeks. You will submit your speaking prompt, and then you will get feedback from me, and you will also get feedback from your peers, from other students in the class. So for these speaking prompts, you can find in the weekly assignments folder. We're going to just look at week 1 as an example, but it will be the same for each of the weeks. You will find a place that has a link to the groups on Blackboard as well as a handout for the speaking prompts. So I'm going to go through the expectations first, and then I'll show you where you can upload your speaking prompt once you're done. So for these speaking prompts, they are each worth 50 points, so 200 points total for the class because there will be 4 different speaking prompts. You can work ahead with these, but I encourage you to wait until you get feedback from me before you record your next speaking prompt so that you can take the information that you get from me and apply it to the next one that you complete. So for each of the prompts, I will give you 2 options to choose from. They will all be related to our class in some way, and it gives you a chance to think about the material and to practice your public speaking before your final in this class, which is an informative speech. So these are different ways to practice for the public speaking. So there are a few different guidelines to think about when you are writing and presenting your speech. You do need some sort of introduction that should include an attention-gaining statement, a thesis statement, and a preview of what you plan to cover in your speech. We will be going through this information during week 2 or 3 of the class. So for this first week, I don't expect you to have a huge handle on what I mean by that. So I want you to try and see how it goes and do your best at doing some sort of way to grab the attention of the audience and telling us what you're going to talk about and having a preview of that. You should have 3 to 5 main points that you are going to cover within your speaking prompt. You should be using your own personal experiences, information from the text, or any other outside resource that you would like to use. If you use outside sources, you need to both verbally cite your sources and you need to have a reference page that you submit with your speech. It's not required to have outside sources, but if you do for these speaking prompts, you do need to both verbally cite and have a reference page. Try to include a conclusion where you tell us what you discussed in your speech. Now, I ask you to consider the guidelines for the 8 speech competencies, and those are included in the handout. I'm not going to read through all of them, but I encourage you to take a look. As the semester goes on, I will be going through each of these competencies individually, so you will learn more about what this means. So we're sort of building upon things as the semester goes on. For this first speaking prompt, I'm not going to expect you to know exactly what you're doing because it's your first time trying. So I'm going to give you lots and lots of feedback. I'm going to continue giving you information during the course. So just know that you're going to be building upon your knowledge as you continue to complete these speaking prompts. As far as length is concerned, please try to have around a 5-minute speech. You will potentially lose points if you are below 4 minutes or over 6 minutes. So try to be right around 5 minutes. The reason that we do that is that's the length of the final speech for the class, so you can get an idea of what that feels like. Please note that for these speaking prompts, as long as you attempt this and you try, you're going to do well. So you are for sure going to get at least a C if you attempt something for this, and the more time that you spend preparing and following the feedback that I give you, the better you're going to do on these. So just know that I realize this is your first time doing these types of speaking prompts for me, especially with this first one. So I'm not going to grade super harshly, especially since we haven't gone over all the information yet for the class. You'll notice that for each of the prompts, you have 2 choices. Note that I give you a place where you can find additional information for the prompt. Choose the one that is the most interesting to you and run with it. So I encourage you to make some sort of draft or outline before you jump in to just speaking about your prompt. You probably want to practice a couple times before you hit record and upload to Blackboard. So this will be submitted in the group area of Blackboard because you will be getting feedback from your peers in your small group on your speaking prompt. So you'll have feedback both from me and from your peers. So you can reach the group area on Blackboard by clicking this link or by using the link on the left side that says Group Discussion Board. Click on Group Discussion Board and then scroll down to Speaking Prompt 1. That handout I was just showing you is also available here. When you are ready to upload your video to Blackboard, you will simply put Create Thread. For your subject, please put your name and Speaking Prompt 1. So I would put Sarah Smith, Speaking Prompt 1, and then you put the link for your YouTube recording here, and then click Submit, and it will show up there. If you have any questions or concerns as you complete this first speaking prompt, please feel free to email me and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks.